Open week was good. We got a lot of good work in. The guys we gave them Friday and Saturday off, and then of course our Monday is off, so they had 3 days off in the last 4. We had a great practice on Sunday because of some time off, and it was really good for them to refresh themselves a little bit. And some of them ran home and got to get away from football for a little bit. So I think one of the bonuses of our schedule, the way it's set up, is we have some opportunities like that within the schedule. So it was good. I got to watch football from 11 a.m. till midnight Saturday night and eat too much, and that was good too. Unfortunately, I had to watch Navy a little bit, so that one was good. In regard to getting ready for Navy, the open week has been huge. We protected this. I know there were a number of times Don Coryell, who helps with football scheduling and really does it, came over and said, "Coach, you want to play this week?" I said, Nope. We kept this week open purposely, and I think it's helped us a great deal. Hopefully it'll look like it on Saturday night. They hang about 400 yards rushing on whoever they played, whether it's Ohio State or Temple. So they're good at what they do. They're disciplined at what they do. They're playing with a guy that's been mentioned in Heisman Trophy circles at quarterback, and down through the years, the academies that have had the D. Dallas or Keenan Reynolds or those kind of quarterbacks, when they've got them, they are really tough to beat. And this guy Keenan Reynolds is really good. We saw him in these earlier stages 2 years ago, and he played well, and he knows what he's doing, and he's playing well right now. They really come off the ball, stay low. Defensively, they are really solid. They've got good speed. One of the things I think they've done a good job of recruiting for the academies is pretty good speed across the board. They play fast. This will be a huge test for us. We're still kind of finding out about our team. Obviously, we liked week 1, but we understand what that was and everything. But this will be a big test for us in regard to execution, blocking, tackling, getting off blocks, discipline. More discipline is going to be required of us defensively than maybe in almost any other game. Toughness. Offensively, we have to make the most of every possession. You never know how many you're going to get in a game like this. I have a feeling when the game's over, they're going to have the ball for about 45 minutes, and we're going to have it for 15 with this no-huddle stuff. That'll be interesting to see how this goes for us. We need to make first downs and utilize our possessions well, or we won't be on the field 10 minutes if we're not careful. So that's big. But we'll find out a lot about our team, where we stand a little bit. This is should be a great evening. Should have a great crowd. We had a great student crowd for the last home game. That was really great to see. And I think our stadium is just about sold out, which is pretty cool. And it's a great opportunity for us to have a tradition-laden program like the Naval Academy coming to Texas State. I know that they have, I don't know how many, I haven't counted them up, but I would guess they've got 15 or 20 Texas guys on their roster, and from as close as Cedar Park and Austin, I think. And so they'll be fired up. Those guys will be fired up to get to come back to home to play and everything. And I think their record's been pretty good in Texas when they've came back. So got our hands full, but excited about the challenge. Looking forward to it.
Last week you talked about how you're dealing with the pressure of a potential sold-out crowd to keep. What about the rest of the team? Do you feel like that's going to affect them at all, playing in front of a potentially huge crowd?
Well, I hope not. The last time we had a sellout, we laid an egg, pretty much. But we played Texas Tech. We played a good team, but we put ourselves behind the 8 ball with a turnover too early in the game, and the kickoff that we didn't cover well, and before you know it, we were out of the situation too quick. And so we're more mature, more prepared for things like that. That was really our first year to even think we were in an FBS competition, and I think we'll handle it fine. I think we'll be excited about it, but we've got to manage our emotions and turn it into enthusiasm so that we do handle the crowd and the setting a little bit better, because they're going to come off the ball and hit us in the mouth, and we're worried about things that don't matter. Other than that, we're going to have a hard time.
I know you talked about it a little bit last week. Can you tell us how you think Tyler Jones is even keeled and how long it's had and all throughout the year? I feel it's not going to affect him coming up in this year.
He's played in big games. I mean, he won a state championship in the state of Texas. That was a pretty big game. You can never downplay that. And he's played in some good settings for us. He needs his teammates to play well around him, but I don't see him playing much different whether there's 3,000 or 30,000 in the stands. I think he'll be in his zone and he'll be focused. And I don't know if I've ever seen him celebrate a touchdown or anything yet. He's going to stay in Tyler Jones' zone, and I think he'll handle all this very well. I think he'll look forward to it.
Talk about preparing for them. You're preparing for defense against them. They run a very disciplined offense. You've got to be just as disciplined, more so on the flip side of it. How much is having an extra week helped so they can kind of study the film and see? And how much do you think that helped?
Tremendously. This is a week where if you have the fullback, you better tackle him. If you have the quarterback, you better make him pitch or tackle him. If you've got the pitch, you got to get in position to it. And you have to understand, one aspect of those three will have to fight off a block. If we tackle the fullback and the quarterback pitches it, somebody's going to have to fight off a block to play the pitch, or vice versa. But if you don't do your assignment defensively this week, then the fullback can kill you. I've seen days where everybody's running sideways and somebody didn't tackle the fullback and he's running right down the middle of the field for about an 80-yard touchdown. And Reynolds has multiple ways to hurt you. I mean, there's certainly no doubt about that. So we have to make sure that when we have him that we take him. There's really four aspects: dive, quarterback, pitch, and pass. And the play action pass you have to defend too. So it's different than any other game defensively. It just is. The offense requires more assignment defense than I think defending any other style of offense.
Is it the traditional triple option they've been playing, or is it a little bit different? Is it a little quicker, faster than they've been playing? Do they incorporate any spread or anything else in it, or is it the basic triple option?
Well, what they'd like to do is just run their triple option, double option plays. They do have a shotgun attack now that they've added in the last few years. I believe they had it 2 years ago, but didn't utilize it very much. I think they've prepared it further and can use it more and more and more, and have evolved with it, integrating it into their offense. But if you don't stop dive, quarterback, pitch, they're going to run that until you throw up on the sideline. I mean, that's just the way it is, and we understand that. They really opened it up last week. They threw 8 passes, I think, threw 4 the week before. So, you have to respect their ability to throw the ball because Reynolds can throw the football. We certainly don't want to. We can't take that lightly, but you have to be a good run defensive team, assignment-wise, and then if they get in spread and shotgun things like that, our defense plays that stuff every day. So you'd like to think, okay, we plug in and go here, but you're still probably going to have to defend some option out of it.
They can stop you. You can stop 5 out of 6 times and then win a play or go 9.
Very true. Yeah.
And they're doing it against Notre Dame.
Yeah, I just watched last year's Notre Dame film a little bit, and it was 34-31, and Notre Dame scores inside of 4 minutes to win the game. Ohio State, I mean, they were behind at halftime, or it was close. I mean, 17-16, something like that at halftime. So, I mean, they relish playing those kind of people, and they're not in a Power 5 conference. I look at them kind of as a Power 5 school, though. They play those people and have done well down through the years, and they're doing the right things offensively and defensively for their personnel, and they do it well.
Coach, how much do you think playing in 2 years ago, understanding having some paper with your players helps going into this game?
I think for the guys that played in the game, David Mayos, Craig Magers, and those guys, it helps them. You know, I think there's a little bit of depth of understanding of what they have to do. I mean, we can watch our game and see our failures in the red zone, and you can't do that against these guys. You have to get points. You know, we held them to 21 points that night, which was pretty darn good. Got a turnover inside the 25, which helped hold it to 21. We didn't cash in on our opportunities offensively. You know, we hit a pass to Isaiah for a touchdown. We onside kicked and recovered it and got nothing out of it. We got down inside the 5, and, you know, like an idiot, I called a fake field goal. We didn't gain points because it didn't work. You know, those are always bad choices afterwards. And we got down there inside the 35-yard line a couple, 3 other times and just came out empty-handed, missed a field goal. And, you know, you can't do that versus these guys. You got to make the most of your opportunities, and that's the only way you have a chance to beat them. But I do know that having played them, I've coached against them before. I've coached against all the academies. I know what it's like. This is a good academy football team, good football team. It doesn't have to be called an academy football team. They're a good football team. I mean, these guys have been to bowl games 10 out of the last, 11 or 12 years, something like that. I mean, let's face it, we're playing a good football program.
The team is so nice. Well, they do a lot of great things off their success, but it's just time for us to riverboat gambling and come out of the game like normal. Are we going to see a little onside kick, or are we going to see something to kind of stem it, even when it goes a little bit?
Well, you know, you'd like to steal a possession. We stole one last game with the onside kick. You know, you don't. These guys are smart now. You don't trick them much now. You got to execute whatever you call, whether it's an onside kick or a fake field goal or a fake punt or whatever it may be. If you don't execute it, they'll defend it and they'll take care of it. And we executed the onside kick that night really well. We executed the fake field goal very poorly. Not to take any credit away from them, they defended it good too. But no matter where you reach into your pocket for things, you better execute it, or that it won't work.
Going back to your first game, Coach, obviously you had a set of plans or some ideas that y'all y'all right now hold some things back, obviously, because of the score. Everything's up for grabs this week.
We're not going to leave anything in our pocket this week. Believe me. We're going to have to shoot any guns we got left. I'm sure of that. These guys are good, and you know, the next couple weeks will be like that. We've got a good game plan, I think, and you know, obviously there's some things they haven't seen us do, but that's always true early in the season. You know.
You talk a little bit about the size of their offensive line. You let on a single guy over 290. I mean, you just talk a little bit about how that helps them.
I got a big complaint with our government. We're letting big guys in the academies now. I thought they were supposed to be little guys. They got a 300-pound nose guard. What's he do? You know, they're recruiting good-sized guys, and they've got good speed. You know, they're not all huge guys, but they're getting some big guys, and I don't know what those guys do when they're in the Navy, but we found something for them to do, and they're doing it good. You know, they've got a nice sized ball club. I mean, and nice speed. And you put the film on Ohio State, and they are playing fast. I mean, I thought they really played fast in that game.
Can you point to that Ohio State game where they were giving Ohio State a run for their money till late in the game as something to kind of wake up your players and say, hey, this is a good team. They almost beat Ohio State?
I'm sorry, run that by me again.
Can you just point to how Navy played against Ohio State to kind of open their eyes even more, with Ohio State being one of the...
Okay, I see what you mean. Well, I mean, you know, Ohio State is a team that a lot of people thought would compete for that 4 spots in the playoff, and I think obviously looking at their film, they're young in the offensive line, and they've got a new quarterback now that the other young man's out for the year, and that had some impact on them, but Navy had a lot of impact on them. And, you know, anytime you're putting up 400 yards a game rushing against Ohio State and, you know, Temple a little more than that, I mean, that gets your attention, and when you're doing it against a team like the Buckeyes, it certainly tells you what you're up against a little bit.
Coach, you know, we always talk about how all coaches talk about the team improving the most from the first game to the second game. We have a really extended period here to get that done because of the all-coaching. How has your team improved from the first game to the preparation to the second game?
Well, we've had good practices. That's the first way you do it. When we first arrived here, open week to our players was like, okay, let's take it easy this week. No, wait a minute, no, that's not it. They're much more in tune to, hey, we're early in our season. We got 3 days here. We spent some time working on things that we needed to work on for ourselves. It gave us extra time to clean up and condense and do things for what we have to face against Navy. You know, we won't know if we've improved the most from week 1 to week 2 until we watch ourselves play Saturday night. And even then, I don't know if it's I don't have any doubt we've improved. Now, I hope it shows Saturday night. You know, again, we're playing a good team, and we're playing a unique team. And, you know, the first thing you have to do is not turn the ball over and not get penalties and not do silly things, because they are very patient on defense. You know, they'll let you stub your toe. They're sound. They'll let you make mistakes, and if you make them, you drop balls, you don't block, you'll pay the price for it. And I think we've gotten better this week in practice. Our guys have had a good approach to it, and the freshness I thought they showed up with and the enthusiasm to practice and get the game plan down on Sunday was superb. They're excited about playing this game. They know what they're up against, but they're excited about it. I really couldn't ask any more of our guys in the last 10 days since we played Pine Bluff at all. It's been really good.
I think your guys will see this as an opportunity to kind of show the progress that you've made. It's a big stage against a top-notch opponent. Do you think they're going to get up for a big game like this and to show what they've been able to do over the last couple of years?
I can't speak for them in saying that I've heard them say that, but I think they know this is a national spotlight type game. I think they know that if you could defeat a team like Navy, people across the nation will say, hey, wow, good win, you know, especially in light of how they played Ohio State and the victory over Temple and what they've done nationally in the last several years. And everything. So I think they've got a pretty good handle on what's out there for them, and I think they understand the difficulty of what they're up against too.
Coach, you know, the question marks about your team into the defensive line play. Obviously, it's going to be a huge test for them. Are these guys up to the task, coach? And let's just see that second out. How have they improved specifically since the first season?
Well, you know, I think we're getting better at getting off blocks, and we're getting better at staying lower. I think those have been a couple things that have been more vivid in practice. You can see improvement along those lines. But this will be a tremendous test for the down guys. There's no doubt about it. This one will test their will. Will test their toughness. If they're poor in execution, they'll pay a price. So we'll know more about them after this game, but I do know we've taken some steps. I hope we've taken big enough steps to be ready to play these guys.
Individually, who else are you worried about on the offensive
Well, it's such a quarterback-centered offense, and when we ran that offense in 91, our kids would come in and watch the film, and if they were a slot back, they'd say, "Oh, it's a pitch week. I'm going to get the ball," or that fullback would come in and say, "Well, I'm going to get the ball. It's a fullback week." They would kind of watch the film and have their own ideas on how things are going to go. I don't know if there's an individual other than the quarterback that you have to be in tune with, because he's going to disperse the ball to what the defense tells him to do. So you can't line up and say, well, we're going to take away this guy or that guy. And they really don't have a lot of ways to say, okay, we got to get the ball to this guy. They're going to have to react to what the defense tells them to do. Give it, pitch it, keep it, And so who gets the football is not determined until after the snap in most of their plays. And so I think their line is pretty good. Their tackles are pretty good. That's not talking about skill guys, but I really do think they're pretty good. That probably concerns us as much as anything.
Defensively, how much do you see your formation changing, one of the more linebackers or defensive linemen?
Defensively or offensively?
Defensively.
Well, there'll be some tweaks this week. Can't tell you much more about them because I don't want to tell them how we're going to do. All right, come up here and I'll tell you. But we have made some adjustments and things to try to play to our strengths.
Is it fair to say that your linebackers are very key, or can you narrow it down? Most times you think that maybe the linemen kind of plug the holes and everybody else, never get the tackle. Is that too simplified, or is it kind of?
Well, this week, down linemen have to tackle the fullback, or the linebacker does. I mean, they're not going to block one of your down guys, and they're going to read him. And if you don't tackle the fullback, they're going to give it to him. So they're not really taking on blocks and plugging holes sometimes as much as tackling the right guy. Linebackers are always a key, and they're a key in this game. 2 years ago, Joplo, I think, made like 23 or 24 tackles, if I remember right. Do you remember, Rick? Something like that. It was a bunch. We had him in a position to do that. And, they're very good when they don't, well, obviously, if they don't block the tackle in the end, that means there's more guys to block the linebackers. So they can make it hard on linebackers in this defense if you don't get some things done right.
Coach, talking about the down lineman, can you talk about the development of Rashad Dillon and how you've seen him improve and how you think he's ready to take on this challenge?
Rashad has gotten, for a guy that didn't have the benefit of spring practice, didn't have the benefit of summer, has gotten better and better and better. He's getting off blocks better. He's staying lower. He's understanding the scheme of defense. He's understanding what it takes to play Division I football. I don't think if his potential is a 10, we're not close to that yet. I think he's going to continue to get better and better, as DeAndre Elboy will and guys like that. But Rashad has really taken some great steps for us. He's a 304-pound guy that, can be disruptive in there, and he was somewhat disruptive at times in the Pine Bluff game, even taking on blocks and doing things. So he's a lot farther along than he was on August 4th, and I don't think he's anywhere where I think he can be on October or November 4th. I think if he can stay healthy and keep going, he's going to get better and better.
Talk about Cody and the progress he's made this year.
Okay. Cree's a great story. Redshirted last year. We have moved him around a little bit to try to find where he fits the best in this scheme of defense. And I think we've got a handle on that now. To Cree's credit, through his moves, he has not had any setbacks learning-wise. And I thought he played fast the other night. He does bring a dimension of size and speed to us, which we need this week in the position that he's going to be playing. And he picks things up pretty quick. That's he's intelligent in football terms. Well coached at Smithson Valley, and that's obvious. Carries over well for us here because as he's had to play down or play up, or we tried him at inside linebacker, we moved him outside. He's adjusted and never gotten real far behind, even though he moved, and that's hard to do sometimes, to not have a setback, and he's done well.
So what is his position?
He's kind of playing outside linebacker for us, what I'd call an outside
This week
linebacker.
is a little bit of a hybrid.
I guess you could say that. He'll be on the line of scrimmage most of the night and doing different things. Yes.
Is there any way to tie off what Van Anderson did a couple weeks ago? I mean, is there a similar skill set with what you do against, their quarterback versus what you do against a Keenan Reynolds? Both seem to be, dual threat quarterbacks that can run in that regard.
Well, of course, we can look at Ben and Temple's game plan. Yeah, that's Temple's quarterback, right? Is that what you meant?
Van Anderson from UAPB. What he was
Oh, I'm sorry. I was thinking you meant the Temple quarterback. Oh, well, yes and no. Not a lot of option or things in effect, but a scrambling athletic quarterback. But the carryover is so much different. The offense is just so unique this week compared to any other week. If we were going to a one-back athletic guy in the shotgun, there would be more carryover, but not as much this week, Joe, because the offense is just so much. Unless we can force them into the shotgun or things like that, but not quite as much because the styles are just so different.
Is there something from that Temple game that you might have saw, that you can do offensively? Because it seemed, Navy got up there by about 14 or 20 points, and Temple was able to kind of come back there at the end and, make it really close.
Well, both the Ohio State and the Temple films are good films for us to watch. There are a lot of things in there that you can take away from it as you make your game plan. Both of their styles of play are somewhat like ours, and so as you watch things, it is very helpful.
Can you talk to us about personnel a little bit? Tim Day will be back ready to play.
I don't think so.
Think the fact that he was started in the game.
He's probably another week or two away yet. I was hoping he might be ready, but he moved around better Sunday by a long shot. I don't think he's too far away, but still nagging in just a little bit.
Anybody else need to know?
I don't. I told you about Trey Garrett last week, so I don't think there is anybody else.
For the secondary, guys like Craig Nager and David Mims, how much do they have to adjust how they play, considering they won't be defending the pass as often as a prototypical team?
Well, they're going to play more run this week. There's no doubt about that, and at times they're an integral part of run support, more so than almost any other game. It's a totally different type game for them. Now there'll be times when they're not, but not very many weeks in the rest of the season are they going to be involved in run support as much as in this game.
Are they accustomed to doing that kind of thing on a regular basis?
Not probably on a regular basis, but if you play defense, you got to play run support. I mean, it's run and pass. So it's not like it's foreign to them. It's just the emphasis has changed this week.
Maybe not get sucked in